All right, take note of that stone wall you see coming up here. We'll walk up to it and then we'll walk past it and along it here in a minute. That's a reproduction, by the way, of the one that was here originally, and we'll come back to that in just a moment. I'm here today in Fredericksburg, Virginia, in the USA, at the location of a battle that took place during the American Civil War. Now, I'm not here to cover the whole battlefield. I just don't have enough time today, but I do plan on returning and doing some more video of the battlefield. It's great if you haven't seen it already. This battlefield is just outstanding. Anyway, I'm here to cover one particular event that happened during the Battle of Marye's Heights at this place. If you haven't heard the story of the Angel of Marye's Heights, it's pretty inspiring. Hopefully I can tell it as accurately as possible. I wish my dad was here with me today to tell the story, as he's an American Civil War historian and he knows this material inside and out. I'll do the best I can with what I know of it, and here's my rendition of it. It goes a little something like this. There was a guy named Richard Kirkland from South Carolina, and he was 19 years old at the time, and he held the rank of sergeant. And while there were a lot of very famous and interesting folks here during that battle, Richard Kirkland wasn't one of them. At the time, he was just a regular rank and file soldier on December 13th, 1862, but on December 14th, he would forever be known going forward as the Angel of Marye's Heights. Now, on December 13th, Kirkland's unit had formed at the base of that stone wall that was here originally, at the base of Marye's Heights. Now, in the battle that followed that day, the Confederate soldiers dealt the Union forces a major blow and inflicted numerous casualties on the Union attackers. As you can imagine, being behind a stone wall such as the one you saw there makes for great cover against incoming musket rounds. So he was in a good spot. The next morning, December 14th, it was noted that about 8,000 Union forces had been shot in front of that wall. Many of them were severely wounded but still alive. Soldiers from both sides noted the horrors of having to listen to the screams and cry from the dying that still lie on the battlefield. But this being the case, it was too dangerous for anyone to go out and try to retrieve them. Because either side, had they sent someone out, they would have just been mowed down instantly by the opposing forces. Now, during the day, at some point, Richard Kirkland approached General Joseph Kershaw to ask for permission to go out and give water to the wounded. Now, initially, he was denied this request, but at his persistence, look at that bullet hole there. Still bullet holes in this building. Oh, sorry, got sidetracked here. But during his persistence with General Kershaw, he was able to get his general to change his mind. So when Kirkland asked, after receiving permission to go out, he asked the general, could he use a white handkerchief to signal that he was not hostile and for what he was doing. But he was denied this. Now I can only imagine that would appear to be like a surrender wave if someone saw the white handkerchief. So this was probably why he was denied that. But undeterred, Richard Kirkland said, "Oh, that's okay. I'll take my chances without it." So off he goes, gathering canteens and as many as he could borrow from his fellow soldiers. And now he ventured out onto the battlefield. Within a short time, both sides could tell exactly what he was doing, and they didn't shoot him. He made multiple trips carrying water and blankets and coats. Now keep in mind, this is December. It was very cold at the time. And not only did he aid the wounded Confederate soldiers that were out there, but he also aided the larger number of wounded Union soldiers. And this was, great act of kindness. So General Kershaw noted later that for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, he did this till everyone out there, that had cried out for water had received a drink and was tended to the best of Kirkland's abilities. This is just a great story. It's just amazing, and one of the most amazing that I've heard coming out of the Civil War era. It seems to hold a message that rings true today as it did in 1862. Friend or foe, we're all human, and simple decency and kindness carries a lot of weight. It's good to know that even in the darkest hours, such a terrible war, that there's still good people willing to do the right thing, even if it's the hardest thing to do. Well, that is that's my 2 cents on it, and wanted to show this today. I'm going to come back and show more on this a little bit later, and try to cover the rest of the battlefield. But until then, I'll show you the other sides. This is the back. It's an account of where and when he was born in South Carolina. And the date of his death, he died in Chickamauga the following year. Around the side. And if you're planning on driving up here and you come down Interstate 95, it is exit 130. And there's several locations that are spread out for the Fredericksburg battlefield, so make sure you look on the map because you don't want to miss the other sections. But definitely come see this monument. It's probably the greatest thing here. All right, until next time.